Appreciate you guys. Oh, guys, good morning and happy Saturday. First and foremost, to Elwin, Hit and Hope, losing streak, Arturo, good morning. It's basically 11, so good morning. Appreciate that you guys saying hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate that, guys. Means a lot. So, week 2 college football is here, and we got a lot to unpack, a lot to look at. So we're going to jump into some DFS early on, and then we're going to shift over to arbitrage positive EV with a focus on college football. So let's kind of jump into it, right? I already got the DGF AI slip generator up and running. Hopefully you guys are off to a nice start this morning. Enjoyed the football game yesterday with the Chiefs and the Chargers. I thought it was really good. Really, really good game. Very entertaining. So glad to just have football back. It's just really, really nice. So, better 5-pick slip here. If you have access to college football picks over at Better, I don't because I can't play college football props in Arizona. But if you do, this would be the top slip. You can see we have a underdog and dabble slip right below. So I'll get started on this underdog slip. Now, we talked about this. We have a UFC fight today. So we got some stuff going on with UFC that's exciting. We cooked up a 3-pick slip yesterday that had this Borrello play under 1.5 takedowns. This is still there. And then we got some other collegiate props. So similarly with Better and Underdog, I can't play collegiate player props. But 4 out of these 6 plays are all college props. So take a look. Arturo, get the girlfriend. That's a big deal. There we go, Dan. What's going on, man? I don't know if I got crazy lucky, but Pinnacle showed 13-6 and halftime. Bet online showed 10-3 in 2 minutes. I bet my 600 on the next 2 drives there'd be a field goal, and they were. Dude, up 1,000 in the green. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. Awesome. So all right, so we got a 6-pick entry here. So because it's college props, I can't share this with you guys. But let me see if we can work on getting this dabble entry in here as well. So hopefully, this is going to be a state-by-state basis, guys, depending on where you live. Some states will allow you to bet collegiate props, like this play on dabble is all college props. Some won't, right? So it's going to be just going to be dependent on where you live. Taking a look at the better slip that we have, because we cooked up a couple slips. Guys. Some of our better slips are looking really tasty right now. So one of our slips here, we just need Cooper Kupp. So we're going to brag for a second. So I don't know if you guys got to see this one, but this is CeeDee Lamb, Nolan Smith Jr., Derwin James, Butker. We just need Cooper Kupp. We go 5 for 5 on this better slip. And then this one right here is looking promising. We hit on Keenan Allen. We hit on Butker again. We just need Josh Allen and Russell Wilson. So not bad. Not bad on better right now. We might have a chance to hit some, which is great. Oh, we also had one on Omari and Hampton over 1.5 catches last night. That was one of our slips with the free Dax square. That's looking good. So our slips at better are looking very promising at the moment. Let me click the refresh button. We want to make sure we always got the freshest slips out there. And if you guys are new to sports betting, first and foremost, welcome in. I'm really like a teacher. I guess I like to say I'm like a first grade teacher when it comes to sharp sports betting. But looks like some of the projections changed. So we have now 5. That's okay. We could still play this as 5. And still rock this as a flex entry. Okay. I like to think of myself as a first grade teacher, helping you understand how you can beat the sports books. The whole goal of these streams is to teach you how to fish. Teach you how to fish so that you can beat the sports books yourselves. Daniel, what's going on? Good to have you back. Rick, yeah, that's a tough one. Definitely tough. Good morning to you, but yeah, that's a tough one, Rick, for sure. They won't approve your account. So the idea is to teach you how to fish. And, we talked about this slip too. We got 4 out of 6 right now. We need Wandale and Jared Goff to come through on this 6-pick entry. Teach you how to fish so that you can learn how to beat the sports books on your own. That's the idea. So this tool over here, the DGF AI slip generator, this is a tool that's just going to search and scan all the available lines out there for sports books. So we got a flip entry here too. And it's just going to show you where you're getting a really good price, or there's really big discrepancies with the books. You see all these sports books set their own odds independently, And because of that, there's always going to be profitable opportunities, right? The only way that this whole sports betting profitable thing ends up being dead is if all the sports books band together and just become one sports book and they all have the same exact odds. And that's never going to happen because of capitalism. So we're in pretty good shape. There's always going to be profitable opportunities. So, man, 6-pick entry over on Fliff. Honestly, I would look for, let's just cook up a long shot play, right? Now on Fliff, I can play collegiate player props. So we're going to run a little giveaway here, guys, because this is a long shot play for sure. So Minnesota minus 43.5. All right. So bear with me for a minute, guys, because I got to type this in the search bar for each play, and then I got to grab this, right? I got to make this slip play by play. Unfortunately, there's not some type of one-click bet feature, but we're going to go ahead and cook up this 6-pick slip over here. And this is what, Duke? Duke's taking on Illinois. Receptions. Player props. I can bet player props on Fliff. So even if you live in a state, guys, like I live in Arizona, I can't bet player props. Well, on Fliff, I can. Okay? And even though Fliff, I believe, got a cease and desist order for the state of Arizona, I can still place bets over here right now. So I'm going to do that. Iowa State, this is always a big rivalry game. It's probably going to be like a 9-6 game. But we're betting on Washington over 1.5 receptions. Okay. Show all. There we go. Okay, we got 3 of them down. Let's go for Michigan, Oklahoma. I got a buddy that's going to be at the game today, at this Michigan-Oklahoma game. He's really pumped up. He's not really a Michigan or Oklahoma fan. He just had some work out there. So shout out to my boy Zach if you're tuning in, Zach. Hope you enjoy the game, brother. Because I know game day's there, which is always a fun time. By the way, anyone in the chat, I'm just curious because I've never been. Anyone ever been to college game day before? Would love to just hear your experience about it, how it went. I've never participated in college game day, like, showing up and for the show and being there. But would love to hear if anyone has ever done it before, if they've ever come to your town. Kevin Coleman, these are all college props. So the only unfortunate part about this parlay is that this is going to be all these games are going to go on today at some point. Arizona State, ASU, they're taking on Mississippi State. Should be a pretty good game, SEC. So Anthony Evans on his receptions. All right, so we're going to run a giveaway, right? I'm going to tweet this out after we're done, guys. But over here on Fliff, this is a 6-pick entry. So I'm going to put in $10 on this parlay. We hit, we're going to make $929. I'm going to give $100 to 2 people, right? If this cashes, I'm giving $100 to 2 people. All you got to do is like it and retweet it, right? So I'll tweet this out after the stream, but all you have to do is like it and retweet it, and we're in. So excited, right? This Fliff parlay. I'm not even going to be able to get all the picks in, but that's okay. Just going to take a quick little screenshot of this. There we go. All right, so it's a little long shot there on Fliff. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. What else we got? We got a 5 or a 6. We could do that. Oh, let's go after this 3-pick real quick. If you guys have the collegiate player props available to you, rock this 3-pick instead, right? Yeah, on Fliff, can't deposit, but you can still place bets. Yeah, I don't have a lot of money in there as right now. I think I have like $50. I did get to take advantage of the Jalen Hurts free money, the free $10, which was awesome. All right, let me click refresh once more. Anything new? Altmaier, Morgan, Angelini. This looks to be very EV. So it looks like we had a couple lines that bump, guys. I don't play lines that bump. I don't. So this is gone. And then this is going to be gone as well. But we could play this as a 3-man entry. Play this as a 3-man if they let us. But again, if it's like this, this is where I would just say I normally just refresh this page. And then they would just kind of change this. Now, if we're still seeing the same things, then we just move on from it. But we could rock this as a 5-pick. But I don't think, they're not going to let us do that with the Williams plays. So yeah, we're not going to be able to do this. So I'm just going to clear this out. I'm not going to rock this slip. Obviously, with the one-click feature over on DGF, it makes it really, really simple and easy. We talked about the 6-pick entry. If we just wanted to rock, if we want to look for some other bet, there's only just underdog right now. If we just wanted to see what's going on with underdog, like we said, this 3-pick entry, I'm in on this. Lauri Markkanen, Barrero. I can't play Bryson, which kind of stinks, but I might be able to make a different slip off that play if I can find a different 3-pick entry. Okay, let's do that. We're going to take Joker. So I'm going to mix and match this one, guys. I'm going to take Joker. I took him on one slip, but we'll take Joker over 22.5 points. I will take Lauri Markkanen. Right here. I'll take him over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Obviously, these are like two of the better players probably for their respective teams. And then we'll go back to the well with this Barrero play for UFC. The under 1.5 takedowns. All right, and actually that has a slight nerf in terms of pricing. So, but can I do the Bo Levi Mitchell? Can I do that one? No, they won't let me play CFL. That kind of stinks. Okay, well then we're just gonna have to. We'll just do that with the Barrero one. It's fine. It is what it is. And then we'll move on. All right, so we'll take his under 1.5 takedowns. All right, let me throw this on it. And standard, no insurance, guys. Disabled developer mode in my browser. What's going on here, dude? So I'm getting this really, really weird thing over on Underdog, guys. So what I'm going to do is, all right, play this one if you can. I'm not going to waste time. They're not letting me play this because for some reason Google Chrome is giving me a problem. So I'll try to, and I can only share it over there. So let's move on. Let's go over the optimizer here. Let's take a look at DraftKings Pick 6. Okay, DraftKings Pick 6. We talked about this. I like this. Okay, you want to rock a 3-pick entry. Okay, minus 122 odds. First off, Cam Ward, under 32.5 passing attempts, minus 122. Sorry about that. You can see Pinnacle's at minus 127 for his under 31.5. So we get a better price than Pinnacle, and we get an extra passing attempt. So I'm in on that one. I like that play. Russell Wilson, over 30.5 passing attempts. Again, we're getting this at minus 122. This one I'm not really in on. I don't like this one that much. Not going to lie. So I would say yes to Cam Ward, no to Russell Wilson. Joe Burrow, under 37.5 passing attempts. Yeah, we're getting, again, Pinnacle's at 36.5 at minus 127. We're getting this at 37.5 at minus 122. I'm in on that one. So I like Cam Ward. I like Joe Burrow. You can see passing attempts is big, guys. But again, you can play all three of these as a 3-pick. Bryce is okay. But I would say either Bryce or Baker. I'm okay with Bryce or Baker. Either one of these is your 3rd pick, whatever one you guys want to go with. Obviously, you can see the passing attempt seems to be a common theme here. Now, if you could rock the Joe Burrow passing attempts with T. Higgins under receptions, I like that. It's really good to FanDuel. It's 15 cents off the Pinnacle, so that's fine. If you could rock that kind of a correlation, right? Less passing attempts, maybe less receptions. I like that. Rock T. Higgins with Joe Burrow and then finish it off with either the Cam Ward play. That would be my 3-pick entry. But if you wanted to rock something else, I'm okay with that. What about for UFC? We got the Mason Jones play. We don't have any Pinnacle odds, so I don't like that. We don't have any for this Lomez play, or however you say this dude's name. We don't have any Pinnacle or FanDuel, so I don't like that. So as you can see here, guys, I kind of mix and match what I like and don't like. And I really want to see Pinnacle's odds, and I wouldn't mind seeing FanDuel's odds. And so, like Jacoby Myers here, over 4.5 catches. Yeah, this is really good to FanDuel, but it's not that great to Pinnacle. It's only 4 cents difference. So, yeah, not really. Not really. What else we got? Collier on points. Yeah, everyone's got him at 21, her at 21.5 at minus 110. Not really. Okay. let's kind of move on from it. Got a lot of questions. Let me catch up to everybody. Yeah, Arturo, it is crazy. It is pretty crazy. Remember, it's a long shot. It's a long shot play. So that on that flip parlay. Um No, Kai, you're always using the same. You're always using the both. So for the no vig odds, you're always using the over and the under odds for the same sports book. So you don't take the under from Pinnacle and then the over from FanDuel or the over from DraftKings and the under from Bookmaker. You are always taking whatever Pinnacle's odds are. If you're using Pinnacle as your sharp, if you're using FanDuel, then you're just taking whatever FanDuel's odds are. So if FanDuel only offers one-sided markets, so like in baseball, they'll just offer you the over, but they won't give you the under odds, then you can't use FanDuel. You would just go and use Pinnacle. The reason is you can't mix and match and take one book's over and one book's under because there's different VIG baked into their odds. And so there's two different, it's apples to oranges. So you need to have both sets of odds. Yeah, Matt, the reason there's a ton of EV on Hard Rock is because Hard Rock is a really, really easy sports book to beat. So it's not like the rest of it's just that Hard Rock's lines are really soft. So they're super easy to beat. Basically, it's like if one grocery store was always running 50% off any item you buy in the store, then you would just go to that store to buy your groceries instead of going across the street where they're charging full price. So that's the idea. By the way, apologies if it sounds like I smoked like 30 cigarettes last night. I just had a couple cocktails. I don't smoke, but a couple cocktails. So yeah, that's why. Books like Fanatics and Bet365 for NBA player props or Hard Rock, you're going to see them in Ballybet. They're going to flood your screen because they're really easy books. And they're also going to be the fastest ones to limit you, but you're going to have a really good time betting those books while they're available. So that's a good question. Yeah, Patrick, you'd have to talk, obviously, to the support team over there, brother. I'm sorry to hear that happen to you, but you definitely want to reach out to the support team and see what's going on. For sure. So like Sportzino, this is another easy sports book. This is like a sweepstakes sports book. This is almost a 6% ARB here, right? Idaho State, New Mexico. Total points market, which we like that, right? This isn't quite the main line market, by the way, guys. If you can find an ARB that's closer to minus 110, minus 110, minus 110, great. But still, there's no way that these two teams are going to combine to score 57.5 points. It's either 58 or more or 57 or less. So with arbitrage, if you only bet $16, you're going to make 97 cents, right? Whatever you invest in this play, you're going to make a 5.73% return. Meaning, when I say whatever you invest, you're betting 100 on Hard Rock. Just round this up to $60 on Sportzino. You got $160 invested in this play because one bet's going to win and one's going to lose. We just don't know which side. And you're going to make almost a 6% return off of this $160 investment. So with arbitrage betting, the more money that you invest, the more money that you can make. So obviously, all these books have some type of cap. It's not unlimited. So, for point spreads like this, I'd be totally fine betting $250 to $500 on this play. Totally fine with that, right? And that's a $48 ARB. Now, that's assuming you have, I'd round this to $295. That's assuming you have $795, right? If you don't, everybody starts somewhere, right? Don't bet $14.82. Round this up to $15. Okay? Nobody bets loose change. Nobody. Your buddies, when they place bets, you think they place bets for, $11.93? No, they don't do that. So don't do that because it's an easy red flag giveaway to the sports books. So there's a lot more opportunities out there right now for you guys in terms of placing these bets. When we're going through the filter setup, it's very simple. I don't have anything set up for the minimum. I have 10% for the max. This is for pre-game. These games have not started yet. So this is what we're looking for in terms of ARBs. I like to go after main markets and player props. I don't really mess around with alternate markets because there's not a lot of liquidity in alternate markets. There's, in my opinion, a lot of downsides. There's a lot of downsides to arbitrage betting alternate markets. So I'll spend like a minute talking about this. But typically your alternate markets, okay? The reason I don't like these types of markets, number one, they're very niche markets. So the casual sports bettor typically doesn't bet these types of markets. So while you can find an opportunity here between Fanatics and Prime for the first quarter total points, not many guys bet this, okay? Number two, if you find a book like Pinnacle that offers odds on this play, which I don't know where they are, typically Pinnacle's not accepting a very high dollar amount on these plays. So the other problem with these niche markets is these sports books don't accept large wager sizes. And when I mean large, I'm just talking like $300. A lot of these books only will accept maybe a max of like $250. So if you're looking to push the limits of arbitrage and scale, you do not want to attack these markets. These are easy markets for the sports books to identify you as an arbitrage bettor and just kick you out the door. So I feel like there's a lot of downsides to betting alternate markets, and you just want to focus on mainline markets and player props. That's all you want to do. Mainline markets is what more casual bettors bet into. This is probably a mistake here by FanDuel or DraftKings, one of the other. Yeah, it's probably a mistake by DraftKings. So that's a fake number. But a golden nugget too. But, Bethune-Cookman, 57.5. FanDuel sees this differently. FanDuel might have made a mistake here, but this is a play that you could hit up. You're going to see this Bethune-Cookman Miami play show up a lot. Roland Smith's. This is Euro Basketball, ESPN Bet, and Props Builder. I just made a video on ESPN Bet, guys. By the way, it's pretty cool what they got going on. The fantasy feature with your fantasy team. You can link your team. You can bet on your players. It's a really cool time. This dude's either going to get 4 rebounds or more, or 3 rebounds or less. 5%. As you're seeing here, guys, there's a lot of 4, 5% ARBs. So even if you're only betting $25, right? All right, you bet $25 here, $20 here, you make like $2. Okay. Then you come over here and you say, hey, you know what? Maybe there's an opportunity between DraftKings and Hard Rock. Do this again. Hey, okay, collect another $2, another $3. Next thing you know, boom, 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 boom. Your money starts really accumulating when it comes to arbitrage bets. There's a lot of great arbitrage bets right now. Obviously, if you have Hard Rock, it makes life easier for you, right? But the more books that you have, the more profitable opportunities that you can make, the more money that you can make. But even down here, guys, Caesars and FanDuel, total points, Grambling, Ohio State. There's opportunities here to make some money, right? You hit that play up. Then you hit up North Carolina AT&T. My opinion, I would not hit up this Grambling, Ohio State play 3 different ways between Caesars and FanDuel. That's just my opinion. I'd hit this play up one time, and then I'd move on to a different game. Oh, North Carolina AT&T UCF. Okay, great. Dylan Sampson rushing yards. Hard Rock Fliff. Okay, cool. Let's go East Tennessee State and Tennessee, right? The reason that there's so many profitable opportunities is because there's a lot of college games going on today. There's a lot of teams out there that play college football, right? So that's why there's more profitable opportunities compared to Major League Baseball, because there's so many games going on. So stick to this, and this is where you're going to see a lot of great opportunities. Also, because we're talking about total points, you see this middle opportunity here. I got to mention the middle tool. Because there's a lot of massive discrepancies with total points, the middle tool is going to be goated. Now, maybe this play for Southern Mississippi, this is probably a mistake. So let's just ignore that. But these 3% plays over here, I would play these middle plays all day long. Like, look at this play on Jackson State and Southern Mississippi. If this is real life, it's probably not real life, okay? This is a little bit too good of a middle, okay? But Grambling and Ohio State. So this is where I would load up big time. Caesars, I'd bet $1,000. And I'd bet $609. I'd probably bet $700 on FanDuel. And I would give away some of my profits. If they score exactly 67 points in this football game, you're going to push this wager on Caesars. You're going to get your $1,000 back. You're going to hit the over on FanDuel. And you're going to make what? I don't know. That's a big profit right there. It's like a massive amount. So place your middle bets, right? Middle betting is goated because there's almost zero risk as long as you don't screw up the bet. High reward, right? So you bet $100 here, $69 here, round up to 70. No matter what happens, if they score 100 points or if they don't score 67 points, then you're making about $6 profit no matter what. But if they score 67, you get your money back to you, your $100 back, and then you win this bet over here on FanDuel. So because there's a lot of games out there, and you'll see this with college basketball as well, with total points. This happens all the time where you're going to be able to hit these plays up. Now, if I was going after this Grambling play, I'd try to go after the odds range, like this top play here. Try to go after the most realistic odds, right? Like this play right here, plus 360, minus 294. It's possible, but it's a little bit less likely, right? Think about certain key numbers in the game. Caesars is just massively off on this game altogether. So East Tennessee State, East Tennessee, I would try to find, like this play here. If you could get this on SportsZeno, plus 105, this is great. If they score 58 points exactly, so 38-20, then this bet gets refunded to you on Fanatics. You win the over on SportsZeno. This is very low risk, very high reward. So those of you out there that don't want to have any risk, no problem. Check out middle betting. It's really something that we don't talk a lot about during most of the year, like during the summer. But for total points, this is a goated market. Goated. Check it out. Not many arbs, Anton? I would say, you're going to find some. But the books that you do have, if you have access to the exchanges, keep an eye out on them as well. And, mentioning all this, guys, football is back. We're here. NFL starts officially tomorrow. We got 2 games that are already in the books. You want to try OddsJam 1 week for free? You want to save 35% off your first month? Use code Billy35. And then tell the support team here when you talk to customer service, tell them I told you you're going to get platinum 1 week for free. Tell them that you're going to get platinum 1 week for free. You're going to be able to live bet, live arbitrage. You get access to the global books like Bovada, BetOnline, Bookmaker, MyBookie. It's going to be a really good time. Okay. Catch my breath. A lot going on. If you're finding any value in this channel, guys, in the stream today, make sure to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's take a look at some mainline markets. Now, normally, guys, this time of the day, I'm really not looking to bet a ton of college main, spreads, totals, money lines. You should be doing this throughout the week, okay? But and remember, if you're someone that loves to bet college football, I would highly advise that tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, start looking at college football lines. The sportsbook screen, that's where I love to use to find some good plays. Use Circa as your sharp and go after and look for some, when lines open up, you're going to find some really good value. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, league. Let's make sure we got we'll look at the NFL here in a little bit, but we'll look at some baseball too. So college football. Okay. So we talked about this East Tennessee State play. So if you're looking at this decision, and let me just type in Tennessee, okay? So we see on SportsZeno, maybe you have a healthy SportsZeno account, okay? The thing that you want to focus on here is you want to go after the easiest leg to hit. So we're being recommended to bet the over here on this East Tennessee State game. So let me go over here. Let me type in East so we can just get this there, okay? So you got all these East Tennessee games on SportsZeno. I would bet the over 56.5. Okay, while this play has a lot of EV edge, I want to go after the easiest leg to hit. Okay, 56.5 is the easiest one. It's the lowest bar that we have to clear in order to cash. So that's what I would do here. Now, if you want to ladder these on SportsZeno and bet the over 56.5 all the way up through over 60.5, you will accumulate a lot of EV edge. But you need one specific scenario to work in your favor. So if these two teams only combine to score 41 points, well, then you're going to be in a world of hurt if you bet this entire ladder, right? This is laddering, which you're betting 5-6 plays in a row. But if these two teams combine to score 65 points, then you just made a lot of money. So it's high risk, high reward. So always look at this as these two teams combine for a 10-3 football game and they score 13 points. If you can handle the loss, then bet all these because they're all very EV. But if you can't, that's okay. Just bet this one, in my opinion. Bet the easiest one to win. But if you want to take the highest EV play, it's 58.5. But I like to go after the easy ones. So when you're looking at, and this is going to be the same for college basketball or the NBA, you're going to see these point totals sometimes, and with the NFL, you're going to see these point totals, and you're going to be like, I don't really know what to do here. Okay? Key spreads. We're talking about key spreads. Pinnacle's only taking $250 on this play. So while I like Holy Cross at plus 3.5, and this seems to be a really good play, to be very fair, Pinnacle's taking $250 on this play. There's zero confidence there. Now, they did just move 20 minutes ago. They moved from minus 115 to minus 142, which is a really big move. So I will bet this play for two reasons. Number one, Pinnacle just moved in a really sharp direction. Number two, this is a very key number to get the plus 3.5. I got a video dropping today, guys, on the Odds Jam channel. It's kind of going to be talking about what we're talking about right now. So I don't like the fact that Pinnacle's not taking really any liquidity on this play because these are two small college football teams. No offense to any alumni that went to Holy Cross or New Hampshire. But over here on FanDuel, I will go ahead and just type this in. American football, we're taking Holy Cross at plus 3.5, and they're telling me to bet $300. Now, to be honest, I can only bet 137, and I'm kind of glad I can only bet 137. So you can see I can only bet 137. I'll just make this a nice clean 135. And there we go. Holy Cross plus 3.5, right? So you're probably not going to see very high limits over at FanDuel. I'm already limited on my FanDuel account, so I don't really care. If you're not limited on FanDuel, guys, if you don't have a limited FanDuel account, don't know if I would play this, right? But if you are limited on FanDuel, go ahead and hit this play up. Key number, and Pinnacle moved in a scenario in a really good spot for us. So again, if you have Hard Rock, I'm not bypassing these plays on Hard Rock because I think they're bad. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you just bet a lot of these plays on Hard Rock, you're going to have a great time. Don't overthink it. It's pretty simple. You're going to have a lot of fun. Thrills, if you still have access to thrills, minus 6.5 is a very key number. So I like this for Samford. Again, Division I AA. Shout out to my buddy Cody, who used to play at the Citadel way back in the day, played football there. But again, only $250 max for Pinnacle. But this seems to be, it's a key number and over thrills. So for we have a lot of small schools here, guys. Again, if you're paying attention to betting these, like let's look at Wake Forest, Western Carolina, because obviously we're on FanDuel. Pinnacle's taking $1,000. You can see Pinnacle is the most bullish on this play out of all these, okay? Circa's minus 110. Bookmaker and Bet Online, all three of these books are kind of aligned here. So I don't like the fact that Pinnacle is what they're showing in terms of odds. We got a lot to unpack too. We got some UFC fights. But you can see, though, Pinnacle just fell off a cliff. They were right there with everybody else, minus 110, and then boom, minus 127. By the way, this is what you get with the Platinum Plan. You get to see this line movement, which is really dope. And then they moved again to minus 131. Small movement. So Pinnacle moved within an hour. That's a pretty big indicator to me to want to bet this play, to bet this under, okay? So $1,000 is what they're taking. I only have like $200 in my FanDuel account. Probably got to level up on my FanDuel account. But we'll take a look at this. Well, I think FanDuel's sharp. They can catch some action from me, right? So I'm just going to go in. We'll bet the whole. We'll just bet 220. We'll just bet whatever I got. Because I only have, like I said, 222. So we'll bet that. Okay. There we go. Wake Forest, under 61.5 points. We'll see how that goes. Betting unders, always a scary thing. The under is never dead. So we'll grab that. And yeah, this game's about to kick off in a couple of hours. Yeah, Spirit, it's something that's a good question. Let me go. Skunky, que pasa? Skunky, what's going on, man? Damn, we got a lot of questions right now. I got to catch up. Yeah, I know that Bet365 hasn't been showing. Like we talked about this on yesterday's stream. Odds Jam at times has some difficulty scraping odds from certain books. They're not going to be gone forever. I'm sure they'll come back. This happened with my bookie. It happens a few times with my bookie. It happens with Bet365. So they will be back at some point. I just don't know when exactly. But I know that they're trying to work on to get it back. But I appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, Antoine, that's a good point. Yeah, Caesars doesn't, sometimes the odds are stale on this EV tool, right? I will admit that, no doubt about it. Sometimes there are some stale odds. Sacramento, Nevada, we can take a look at this with ESPN Bet. Trying to go after some plays, guys, that, there's a lot of, everyone has access to. Yeah, Spirit, when it comes to college props, not something I typically bet into. You're going to find out the same kind of thing with college props for college hoops, in my opinion. This is just something that it's very low liquidity. So it doesn't take a lot of money in order to move into one direction or not. So with college props, I typically stay away from it. Now, if you're somebody that watches a team or you follow collegiate player props closely, then you can obviously have a really good time betting it if you know certain players or coaches and their tendencies. For me, I don't. And because we're using a top-down betting strategy, I have more confidence when a sportsbook has a lot of liquidity, right? So on this Nevada play, Pinnacle just moved, and they're moving a lot, guys. This is what we like to see from a sharp sportsbook. Within the last hour, they're moving in a specific direction from like a -110 to a -137. Bookmakers following the same thing. They're moving in a specific direction. Two sharp sportsbooks are moving together in a similar direction. I would take this play on ESPN Bet all day long. The over 54.5 on this game. Oh, Dan's just gifting out memberships. Dan, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Really appreciate that. Obviously, if you guys don't know, channel memberships, you gain access to my channel. You get some really cool perks. You get priority in the chat. So shout out. So great Dom, Alex, Kevin, Sharpshooter, MT, all got gifted memberships. Make sure you give a shout out to Dan. Really appreciate it. He's a strong supporter. Nice to have you back. Nice to have football back, because I know a lot of guys are kind of coming out of the woodwork and coming out of vacation, hibernation season, and they're getting ready to bet again. So this looks like a really good play over at ESPN Bet, right? And I don't mind playing this. So give me a second. I know I got a little bit of money over there. I got a little bit of money. I don't know how much I have. I might only have like $100. Oh, I got like $90. Okay. So over here on ESPN Bet, we're looking at the over 54.5 for Nevada. Nevada, Sacramento State. Bingo. I only got about $92, guys, so we're just going to bet 90. Bingo. I got the DK Metcalf open bet. Bingo. We get this over 54.5. I just don't tell you to bet it. I put my money where my mouth is. So I got to make another deposit over there, but there we go. There we go. A little ESPN Bet action. There we go. Yeah, Josh. So that's a good point. So for my Illinois bettors and anyone that lives in a state now that the states are now implementing a tax, understand this. Illinois has a new 50-cent tax on every bet place. Should I just avoid smaller wager bets? How it affects, so yes. I mean, obviously, if you're getting charged 50 cents and you're placing a $5 wager, dude, Dan's drunk, guys. Dan, I love you, brother, but he's off the rails right now. Love it. So if you get a 5 cent, if you're getting charged 50 cents, no matter, it's a flat fee tax, then obviously betting $5, that's going to really cut into your profits compared to betting $500, right? If you are EV betting, so let's say you live in Illinois and you want to bet on this Nevada game, right? The problem here is that this is going to affect your payout. Now, if it's only 50 cents, right, it's not going to affect your payout all that much. So it's going to affect your EV edge. Your EV edge is going to decrease a little bit because now you're not really getting this. You're not getting paid out at -110 odds. You're getting paid out like -110 and maybe a half odds because you got to pay a little bit of a tax, right? So really all this does, if you're getting taxed on every bet that you place, you're not getting as much EV as I am because you have to pay a tax. Tough look for the stream right now, guys, because I'm out of water, and we got plenty more to go. Let's refresh this. But as you guys can see right now, pregame, while I have a lot of sports books selected, if we just kind of go after the main books, okay? So maybe I'm like, you know what? Maybe not too many guys have Sports Zeno, right? So I'll take off Sports Zeno. And let's just go to the domestic books, right? The AZ books, right? No Sports Zeno, no Kalshi, right? And, maybe you don't have a Hard Rock, okay? But I'll leave Hard Rock up there. There's going to be some really good opportunities, right? You see down here at the bottom, 227. If I click off of Underdog, because I don't have any of that, and then let's say I click off a Hard Rock, you can see, guys, Hard Rock shows a lot. This number's at 180. Watch when I click Hard Rock. Goes to 223. 223. So Hard Rock shows a lot of EV opportunities. But even with the main books, guys, there's a lot of great opportunities here. A lot of good opportunities. Right now, we're betting into some smaller schools, right? Pinnacle's only taking $250. So if you don't like that, then I would just say stay away from it, right? But, Pitt, Central Michigan, Pinnacle's taking $3,000. That's pretty good. If we look at maybe some other bigger schools, Stanford, BYU, Pinnacle's taking $3K on this, on the under 46.5. But if we want to focus on some bigger schools, right, like Texas A&M, Florida State, this under looks really good over at Caesars. Pinnacle's only taking $1,000. Let me see how much Bookmaker's taking. Because Bookmaker would be a book that I'd definitely be interested in seeing how much they're taking on this one. Right? Because this is also something that's important to note, guys. If we're looking at this Florida State game, okay, and I'm just going to type this in over here over at Bookmaker, and we're looking at Florida State, and who are they playing? Texas A&M, Commerce. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? A lot of Texases. This is for today at 9 a.m. Game hasn't started yet. I'm having a hard time finding it right now because it's not popping up for me. But I'm just interested to see what it is. But this looks to be a really good play over at Caesars. They're at minus 108. They're there. Bookmaker, Pinnacle's flatlined. It's just they did move. Okay, so I don't like that movement. I'm not going to lie. I don't like this movement from Caesars going to plus 110. So I might stay away from that. Not sure how I feel about that one now because I don't like the recreational book moving. Auburn, Ball State. This is SEC football, even though Ball State plays in the MAC. $2,000. The Pinnacle's taking. They're moving. They're moving quite a bit. FanDuel's moving too. FanDuel moved from minus 130 to minus 115. Pinnacle was up at minus 131. They're now dropping down to minus 138. So there's some money flowing in on this under 54.5. Okay. I got to make another deposit into FanDuel if I want to keep this party going. But hopefully you guys are kind of seeing a little bit of what's going on. So I'm going to make a deposit here over my FanDuel because I don't mind this. Don't mind betting the under. Let's do that. Let's do a custom. And I got to double check. Let me catch up on the chat right here. It's over at Rebet too, Dan. Appreciate that. MT, what's going on, man? What's going on, brother? So we're looking at obviously a lot of main markets. Yeah, okay, we got some money. We're good. We're good. All right, let's make this deposit. We're good. Nice. Yeah, I'll bet the full. The 53.5? No, it's 54.5. There we go. There we go. Put my money where my mouth is. Bingo. Just like that, it's gone. Money's gone. There it is. So we're putting 250 over here, which I like that. Pinnacle's moving. I like that. I go a little bit above my recommended bet size, but that's fine. That's totally fine. And obviously there's a lot more over here on Pinnacle. We could have, or FanDuel. We could have, I have a great time betting FanDuel total points. A great time. So got to reallocate maybe some of my funds into certain books. And by the way, guys, this is something that you're going to notice. If you notice this for college football so far, you're seeing we got a little bit, a lot of FanDuel plays are popping up, which I don't mind attacking FanDuel for this. Obviously if you have a Hard Rock account, you're going to want to reallocate some of your funds, a lot of your funds. I would put 75% of my funds into Hard Rock, right? And then I put the rest into like DraftKings, Ballybet, or FanDuel. But depending on what sport and what season, certain books are going to show more value. We're looking at player home runs in MLB baseball. We know the Ballybet and BetMGM show a lot of value, okay? When it comes to this, college football, it's pretty clear. Hard Rock is leading the way. And then maybe Ballybet's next. Do I have any money in my Desert Diamond account? So to give you guys an example, let me find a play here where we're showing this. Nevada, no, let's look at where's Bookmaker. Where's Bookmaker maybe showing a play? Texas A&M, they got a slightly different line. How about Mass? No. Just give me Alabama. They'll have one for Alabama, but it's a different line. No. Apologies, guys. I should just probably filter here. Let me just go and do this instead. It's going to be a lot quicker. Okay, so if we're looking at, let's look at a popular one. Oklahoma State and Oregon. Okay, here we go. So Oak State and Oregon. You can see Pinnacle's taking 10K. So if I'm looking over here at Bookmaker and I'm looking at Oregon, and we're looking at what? The plus 28. So for the spreads, okay, just to give you an idea, we're going to want to use Bookmaker as our sharp. Here's why. I can't share the screen. They're taking $21,000 right now on Oklahoma State at plus 28 points. Pinnacle's taking 10K. Okay. So if I'm a professional sports bettor and I'm a sharp sports bettor and I have, $1 million bankroll, where do you think I'd rather go place my bets at if I wanted to go bet Oklahoma State? Would I bet this at Pinnacle for $10,000 or would I bet this at Bookmaker for $21,000? Right? So, looking at some plays over here with Bookmaker as our sharp, here's where you're going to see. Fanatics, over 47. Okay, maybe not. That just moved. Here, minus 21. This is a very important number. But Bookmaker's at 136. If you want to go after some more popular schools, right, we could do that. West Virginia and Ohio, this under here, they're going to have a differentiate, right? But if I look at this West Virginia play right now in Ohio, and I look at this under 57.5, guess what? Okay, Bookmaker's taking $5,000. Pinnacle's taking $3,000. Bookmaker's taking $5,000. So the books that are taking more money, that's what we're going to want to focus on. Dan, I'm really overwhelmed, man. I really, really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate that. Catching up on, Rebet Happy Hour Free Pick MT. Appreciate you sharing that out, Wade. Memberships. Oh, thanks, Wade. Spirit of Liverpool saw Bovada move against FanDuel DK Circa. What do you think? I'm assuming, Spirit, that you're talking about collegiate player props. I would just rather not. If it's collegiate player props. If I see a rec book move against the sharps, I don't like that. I just don't touch it. Right? I have a lot of confidence when I see the rec book is stale and the sharp books move. But if the rec books move and the sharps don't, I just don't touch it. I don't want to mess around with it, right? So, and the reason being is, there's obviously got to be a lot of action that comes in on Bovada. But if it's player props, the whole reason why I don't like going out after market signals when it comes to player props is if they're taking a max wager of $250, it does not take a lot of money to move that odds range to where you want it, right? A guy like Alex Monahan or Arbfather can easily manipulate collegiate player prop odds, meaning that maybe if they want to get $500, they get $500 to $1,000 down on a collegiate player prop under to move that over where they want it so that they could hammer the over for $5,000 or $10,000, right? That's market manipulation. This happens all the time in sports betting, where if you can move maybe Texas State first half money line for $1,000, maybe guys just go ahead and bet this. They bet $5K into Texas. They bet it into Texas State. They bet $5K into Texas State first half money line. They get UTSA now back to like minus 145. And then they hammer UTSA because that's the side that they want for like $30K, That's how it works. So when we're talking about low liquidity, it's not hard to manipulate those markets, right? The play that I made on Holy Cross, it's only $250. Like, it's not all that good of a play. I just liked it because it was a key number, and it was because Pinnacle did move. But to manipulate Pinnacle isn't difficult to do. But the idea there is that I don't feel like there's going to be too many sharp professional sports bettors betting that Holy Cross play, because they can only get down $250. It's not worth their time. If they're looking, the guys that are professional sports bettors aren't probably worried about Morehead State and Illinois State. They're looking at this Oregon-Oklahoma State game. Why? Because bookmakers taking $21,000 on this. That's where they can get some money down, right? So they're looking to go after the bigger plays. Iris says, not everyone has the rebet deal. Lame. Yeah, I agree with that. So, and guys, this is going to kind of help. I know there's baseball going on today. We'll take a look at some home run props real quickly. So there's a couple things, though, I want to leave you guys with that's important. Like Stephen F. Austin. I like this at -2.5. But again, Pinnacle's only taking $250, right? So it's not hard to manipulate Pinnacle, right? And they're flatlined right now, so I don't like it when they're flatlined. But this is a key number at -2.5. So depending on, Dan, I really hope you're doing this. Dan, I hope that you're actually doing this out of your account and you're not like someone didn't get control of your account. But honestly, dude, you know this. It means a lot. It means a lot. Thank you so much. And guys, you're going to get access to being a member for the whole month. Dan's paying for a whole month. So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But I really appreciate it. So if you guys are trying, so there's a couple different things that you want to factor into when you're looking at the plays on the board. Key numbers, okay? 28, it's a good number here for Oklahoma State. So this is over at Bet Openly. You can see Pinnacle's at -101. We know the bookmaker's taking more money here. They're at -109. So I'm going to Bet Openly right now. And if you guys want to try to beat me to this race, please do. But this is a key number, and I like this play. So if I go over here and I go to, I don't want to do filter bets. I want to go all. Let's go totals. Please. Totals. There we go. And we talked about this. They have these weekly survivor pools, which is a lot of fun. My Bet Openly is kind of like just freezing right now. This is kind of crazy. Don't know about you guys. It's a peer-to-peer sportsbook, guys. I only have about $90 in here. I need them to kind of like, come on, Bet Openly. All right, let's just go over here and let's just type it in. All right, Oregon, Oklahoma State, spread. There's 29.5. There's 28.5. There's 28.5. Ooh, 28.5. But we want that 28 right now. That's what I really want. Max bet for me, 92.27. I'm in for my max bet, 92.27. -119 odds. Whoa. Did I just take a really bad bet? No. Don't think so. I don't think so. Let me check my bets. Did I just take a really bad odds range? No. I got it at +111. We're okay. All right. So we're really getting paid out +109, guys, because that's how it works. You have to pay a small commission to the winning. If you win the bet, you have to pay a small commission. And so that's what we're going to do over here at Bet Openly. Okay. 50% boost on DK. Appreciate you sharing that, Irish. So we got a lot going on. We're going to hop over and look at some baseball plays right now. Again, guys, if you're finding value in the content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, send it to your friends. If they suck at sports betting and they want to win, this is how they can do it. You can definitely win. It's very possible. Let's look at some home run props. We have some really good hitting conditions today, and I want to make sure we take advantage of that. Baseball is still going on. I know that no one really cares about it unless your team's fighting for a playoff spot. You care. But if you're like me, a Pirates fan, you don't really care. Let's see. By the way, I want to tell a quick story. She's probably sleeping right now, but I'm out with my girlfriend last night, and we're sitting down. We're sitting down to get something to eat, right? The Chiefs-Chargers game concludes. Quick story time with Billy C. So this was the game last night. So we're sitting down and we're watching the game, right? We sit down to order at this restaurant, and it's 6-1 Diamondbacks, and they're headed to the top of the 8th inning. Okay, it's 6-1 Diamondbacks. So Red Sox come up to bat, and a runner gets on first base. And we're watching the game, and she's a Dodgers fan, but I'm just like, whatever, the game's on. And I'm like, hey, babe, I'm like, if the Red Sox score 3 runs or more in this inning, you got to buy dinner. And she's like, okay. What do you know? Runner gets on. It's first and second then. Bregman hits a double, and it's just and the Red Sox score 4 runs in the 8th inning. It was one of my best picks probably of the year. Sitting down with a runner at first, top 8. It's a 6-1 game, and I'm like, hey, if they score 3 runs or more, you have to buy dinner. And she's like, deal. And then boom, they score 4 runs, and I got dinner paid for me last night. So shout out to my girl. She kept her word. She paid for the bet. But shout out to the Red Sox for putting up four runs last night in the 8th inning, because I didn't have any money on it, but I did get a free dinner out of it, which was pretty cool. All right, so markets. We're looking at home runs. We're looking at baseball. We know about the DVIG settings. We're looking at additive and pinnacle. Now, as you can see, there's no results right here. That's most likely because Pinnacle hasn't revealed their player props yet. So what we can do, come over to Odds Jam. I'm sorry, I got the wrong odds range. I apologize, guys. I apologize. That's just the wrong odds range. Let's go 100 to 600. There we go. We got 14 results. Let me make sure we got the DVIG settings right. Yeah, we do. Okay, perfect. My bad there. I messed up. So, Ballpark Pal, one of my favorites. We're going to look at parks that have really good hitting conditions. That's the idea behind this, okay? So, parks that have really good hitting conditions. Rays, Guardians, that's good. Yankees, Blue Jays, that's good. Angel Stadium, Truist Park, Coors Field, and Great American Ballpark. Any that are in red, I'm really not looking to go after, okay? So we got some different games that we have some good hitting conditions in. So when I'm looking at the top plays that have positive EV, again, guys, like football, we want to bet plays that have positive EV. We want to bet plays that have key numbers. Well, when it comes to baseball, we want to bet plays that have positive EV, and we want to bet on players that are in good hitting conditions. That's the recipe for success. So down in Miami, guess what? Lone Depot Park's minus 11%. I'm not saying Bryce Harper's not going to hit a home run, but I would rather bet on Addison Barger because this Yankee Stadium's really good hitting conditions. Acuna, check. Varsho, check. What about Wrigley? Not really. It's not bad, but it's not great. Oriole Park, plus 4%. You want to go after one of the best hitters in baseball to hit a home run? Fine by me. Nimmo. Normally, I would say this is going to be a yes. Yeah, 12%. Yeah, Nimmo, yes. Soto, yes. Right? This is how we're going to kind of craft our home run betting strategy. Long shot underdog plays. So for Barger, right? This is obviously, you're going to see Ballybet pop up. Guys, if you have bet parks, they copy Ballybet's odds. It's all Canby sports books, but hit them up. If you can get odds above plus 394, this is a good play. So guess what? Profit X. You can get that right now for $49. You can get it for no vig for a little bit more. You can get this over at Bovada. You can get this on Desert Diamond. You can get this at FanDuel, right? I like to play on FanDuel, but I'm going to probably try to grab this right now over at, let's see if I have any money in Desert Diamond for Barger. I don't know if I do. Can't really remember. If not, I'm just going to make a couple deposits, and that's going to be okay by me. Man, I am out of money. This is the time of the year where the money runs dry because I just got so much in college football. So we'll go 250 here. Okay. So deposit is successful. Waiting for that to stop flashing. Great. So we're going to go for Barger over here, Yankees, Jays. Now, I want to spread the love here, guys, so I might not bet the 170 because I'd probably like to bet Varsho, and if Varsho is at 255, then I want to bet that as well. So if you're like me and you're getting Barger over here for, what's the odds that I'm getting here? Batter props, home runs. Barger is 460. Oh, I'm getting at 460. Oh, that's great. Okay. So I only got $250, right? So I want to bet Barger here. And I got some rewards. Oh! We get boosts. Can I do it for this? Oh, we're getting a boost. This is even better. This is goated. Let's go. I get a 10% and a 5% boost. So now I get a boost over at Desert Diamond. Bingo. Take the $100 wager. Now I'm getting this at plus 506. This is even more EV. This is even more EV. Oh, this is fantastic. I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. Little odds boost over here on Desert Diamond. If you guys don't know, out here in Arizona, Desert Diamond just revamped kind of their look. It looks like the same book as before, but like me, this is my personal account that I got limited on like 3 years ago. Got fresh limits. Fresh limits. It's the best. Oh, it's so good. All right, Varsho. I'm going to hit up my other boost for Varsho. He is at what? Plus 255? I'm getting him at plus 270. So OddsJam's pulling in Desert Diamond's odds incorrectly. And then we'll do this, and I'll take my 5% boost. Get him at plus 284. Bet the $100. Bingo, bingo. We just put an extra $14 in our pocket if this hits. So that's awesome. So these plays already are EV, and now I'm getting a little boost on top. So that's really nice. And we'd like to do this on long shot odds, guys. That's what it's all about. When you get these boosts, you want to put them on long shot odds. There we go. Okay, next up, Ohtani. I'm out of money, but I could probably get him at the same price. So I can only get him for about $50. But I will bet Ohtani, even though he didn't get me. I bet him over 1.5 total bases yesterday. It didn't work out, but I'll bet him to go deep, no doubt. And we're getting him at plus 310, which is awesome. So I'll throw $50 on Ohtani to go deep. Why not? I think the guy's pretty good at hitting baseballs. You guys can't see because my head's in the way. There we go. He's pretty good at hitting baseballs, but there we go. And I'm already out of my money on Desert Diamond, just like that. Gonzo. But we get that for $50 at the time. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, yeah, Dan. Home run props have been very goated for me. Very goated. I have to resync my picket, but I'm up over $3,500 this year betting home run props. It's one of my favorite markets to bet, is for guys to go long. It's been very, very profitable. And if any of you guys have a Ballybet account, smash home run props for the rest of the baseball season. Sorry if I got a little loud there in the mic. Smash, 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 smash all day long. You'll have a great time. Nimmo, we talked about how the conditions in Cincinnati are very good. Plus 390. I can get this over at Onyx, right? We talked about Onyx. By the way, guys, if you haven't signed up with Onyx, bet $10, you get $100 in bonus bets. It's a really good deal. It's a really, really good deal. Let me throw this over here real quick. I'm going to throw this up on my phone. There it is. Bingo, bingo, bingo. So if you guys don't, use code Billy or use this link right here. You'll be able to see it. Yeah, definitely finessed her, Logan. Definitely finessed her. She's Mexican. And so she's very passionate. And like, she was just like, what the fuck, man? Like everyone in the restaurant was like looking around. And I'm just laughing. And the guys in the restaurant think that like I'm a Boston Red Sox fan. I'm like, no, I just got a free dinner. That's all. And it was a fun moment for sure. Definitely can't do that again. And then she's like, now I understand why all the guys on your stream, say that you're coded. All right, so I'm just logging into Onyx right now. And but to be fair, she bought me dinner, but I bought her a TJ Watt jersey. So, she ended up making out pretty good on that deal. One from the NFL shop store. Which, by the way, guys, did you notice on Fanatics? Like, it used to be that you could buy like really great gear, like hats like this, jerseys on Fanatics, and like it looks like they revamped their shop, and now it's not nearly as good. Let me know if you can still buy like new era gear and NFL jerseys on Fanatics, because what I've noticed is like they changed it, and it's like I like the rewards program, but I don't like the fact that you can't buy the gear anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and share my screen here. We're looking at Nimmo plus 390 for $100. I did hit on the Patrick Mahomes over completions on this play yesterday. I hit that up on the stream. So let's go over here and take a look at baseball. They got some nice boosts here, guys. As you can see, 100% SGP boost on college football, NFL boost. They got 200% for week 1, guys. These are really EV boosts. Like, not to pump a sports book, but these are super EV. So make sure you go after those because they're very good. So let's look at Nimmo, 390. Yeah, there we go. And I'll throw 100 on him. Come on, baby. Give it to me. I'm waiting. How long does it take? It's like DraftKings. God, they're so like DraftKings right now. There it is. We get the Nimmo play for $100. And we're in. So that's nice. Little Onyx play there. And so I'm I talked about this like last year. I wasn't like as happy with Onyx, but they provided a lot of value now. I'm back in on Onyx. Okay. I know you guys have seen me blast them on Twitter, but I'm definitely in on Onyx because, if you live in a state where you can't use DraftKings, guess what? You can use Onyx. And right now, as you can see, I just hit this play up. No problem at all. So check them out. Yeah, Escobar, definitely a good book to hit homers on. You might get limited, but you're going to have a great time. And honestly, guys, if you're going to get limited, I'd rather you get limited betting home run props because when these bad boys hit, you're getting paid. You're getting paid plus 425, plus 460 odds, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, at least you're not getting limited like playing minus 150s. You're really getting paid out well. Juan Soto, this is a good play too. It's a little bit below for Desert Diamond. So if you guys have boosts, I would throw this on there. This is a play that you can hit up over on BetMGM. So it's really just BetMGM and Ballybet or BetParks specific, unless you guys have some type of profit home run boost. Like if you're a Desert Diamond, you have the boost, I would throw that on here for Soto. Jeff McNeil, this is in the same game. A little bit longer shot. Pinnacle has odds of plus 452. So I'll just throw the remaining $50 on Jeff McNeil. This is a real long shot here. That just moved to plus 515 on Onyx. Nope, not taking that anymore. That's a terrible price. So the McNeil play moved. Let's refresh this real quickly. Okay. Acuna. Yeah, we want to look at Acuna too, because we talked about the Braves stadium with some really solid odds. Anything that's above plus 370, guys, is EV. So barely EV over at FanDuel. DraftKings, I like that. Onyx, don't mind that. The same at Desert Diamond. So we'll try to hit this Acuna play up. I only have $50, but again, you come over here. If I can only get this at 390, you can see it's still about a 4.5% edge. It's still really good. But I'm going to try to hit this up now for Acuna at 390 odds for my remaining $50. I got 55. Let's do 55. And so again, when we're betting these types of plays, all we're looking for is one guy or two guys to go deep. So if you guys are new to betting this, understand that we're not going to hit every single guy. We're going to lose a few of these, okay? But the idea here is that the ones that do hit, now I'm hoping it's really not Acuna. I'm hoping it's the Barger play or it's Varsho. If those are Ohtani, if those ones hit, we're really getting paid out well, right? But everything that we just invested into these plays, there it is. Dan's just going nuts. Dude, Dan, thank you so much, bro. I don't know how many we're at right now. I got to give you a lot of love, bro. A lot of love. Because it's just truly, truly awesome. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 25 memberships Dan's giving out. So for those that receive memberships, understand this. You get priority in the chat, right? And it's just you're kind of a part of a community. But I really appreciate this, Dan. Really, really helps me out a lot. And so that's where we're going to kind of pause today, guys. I'm out of breath. I need to go find an oxygen machine and go pump myself with some oxygen. Tomorrow is going to be same time, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, NFL. We're going to be really focused on player props tomorrow, okay? So just like with college football, we can find a little bit of value, but typically with the NFL guys, like the reason that we're able to bet spreads and totals for college football, because we're betting Holy Cross, we're betting some different schools. There's a lot of schools. For the NFL, which is the #1 most popular sport in America, I am not looking to bet spreads and totals or money lines tomorrow. You should be betting your spreads, money lines, and totals for the NFL throughout the week, okay? We're going to be focused on player prop betting tomorrow. That's where we're really going to be kind of honing in on it. So, if nothing else, guys, enjoy your Saturday. May all your bets hit. You have the greatest day of your lives betting. And if nothing else, I'll talk to you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Take care. And Dan, thank you again, bro. Thank you.